So guys, we have 8 hours until a big move. We have FOMC later, and I want to be speaking about volatility entering the market. Now, the market's gone quite sideways over the last day or two. We did have an initial drop that came over the weekend. Ultimately, we started to lose some major supports. We lost major supports, and now the big question is, are we going to break straight back in and continue to the upside, or is there another dip off, and where are these big possible bounce areas? Now, why today is so important, and why waiting this 8 hours is very critical, because what tends to happen with FOMCs is it starts to set a little bit of a trend. And I'm going to be showing you guys today that if you see over the last FOMC, things like the events that came up, it actually sets a trend for the next few weeks to come. Now, what's quite very interesting about this is every time we pumped into FOMC, we ended up going through many days of a dump afterwards. And the moment that we dump into FOMC created a massive pump. So you can see over here, we had the dump off in this area over here. And after FOMC, we started this big rally to the upside. And every other time we've pumped into them, we started a rally to the downside. So now what we're starting to see for the day is we're waking up and we're seeing a little bit of red within the market. Now, is this a pre-dump? And ultimately, could this lead into a big pump? Are we expecting to have a quick dump off today? Is this time to be loading up on many different altcoins? Because what's also very interesting is if you jump to the dominance, that every time we've had FOMC, the dominance has changed trend too. So you can see in this area over here, we had the strong push up in dominance for a few weeks. FOMC came and it put altcoin strength within into the market for a few days or a few weeks after that. And you can see many times how this FOMC actually changed the trend of dominance. So again, where we're sitting with Bitcoin at $29,000. We have altcoins all sitting on support. We've recently had a drop in dominance, therefore giving Doge, therefore XRP, therefore many altcoins, Solana, coming back into life. And now tonight, we're sitting at this major event where we have this dominance going sideways. Is this another big collapse within dominance? Is this where Doge only just getting started? Yes, we're going to be speaking about Doge. We've got some great entries. And right now, just before we get into the show, I'll give you a little view of where this Doge bounce that I'm expecting, where I do think it's going to go. We are going to be speaking about Doge, and I do think this is a big buy-up area for Doge. So guys, we're going to go through many altcoins, prepare ourselves, and this is 2 shows today. I'm doing this now, giving you the scenarios so that we can prepare for FOMC, and then I am going live for FOMC too. No more wasting time. Let's get into the show.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper.
𝗟𝗿𝗱𝗏 fam, hope you have a fantastic day. I see on the shorter time frame, Solana just had a nice little bounce. We're going to be speaking about Solana because we have Solana sitting around $23 to $24. Is this a big buy? I've been speaking about running the Doge position, and then from Doge, I want to sell off on Doge and go into Solana. So I want to speak about how I'm actually creating this little bit of understanding of where my trades go. So I started off with Doge, and luckily we got Doge yesterday on a red market. You know, the whole market was red. We caught the Doge push. And from that, I want to filter Doge now where I've made those profits and filter into a Solana position. And then I want to go into Phantom, and then I want to go into Ethereum. So I'm starting to get a little bit of a flow. And again, I'm just doing that to show you guys how you just need to start, I wouldn't say looking into the future, but start preparing on what happens when something goes successful. We fought our asses off for the Doge positions, but for 2 weeks, I stayed strong on that. And therefore, we started to get a wake up. We got a tweet that just had Doge designer at the bottom. I think it's this whole thing with X that we think It was going to influence Doge quite a bit. And we knew it was going to come with a tweet. And I think Doge is only just getting started. So guys, what's up? Hope you're having an absolute fantastic day. Smash a like, smash the subscribe button. Remember last night we had probably one of the best welcome events for Sniper School. You can still get in. Next week's the first major event. You can still get in on this cohort right now. Now remember, it runs on a very simple system. You go below and you smash the registration button. From that, it's going to give you 3 basic steps. Open an exchange account using one of our links, put in $100 that you get to trade with, and prove to us that you are using that exchange link, and therefore we give you Sniper School for free. So you have time for that. It's our biggest registration cohort yet. The biggest one. So come and join. There's still time for that. And then what we have is banter bubbles. Go below. Banter bubbles, very important for you, especially a tool for you to use within the bull market or quick moving market. Whenever you see a bounce in the market, you basically want to jump to those bubbles. And ultimately from that, you want to see what are the biggest movers. Whenever Bitcoin's moving, you know, if it dumps, what's dumping harder? When it pumps, what's pumping harder? It's going to be a great tool. Let me show you guys over here and just get it loaded up. As you can see right now, there's a bounce. Go look at 𝗕𝗏𝗃. Let's go see what's happening with 𝗕𝗏𝗃 right now. There's Solana's waking up. So it's a great tool for you to use within the market. Very important. And then I want to show you something over here quickly. We have the big 𝗍𝗿𝗆 competition coming up. So go below and join the 𝗍𝗿𝗆 competition. You have $8 million, guys. $8 million. Now, previously, it's always Sheldon versus Run versus Kyle. Now we are full team. It's banter against the world. So ultimately, it's time for us to bring the strength. For everyone that's done Sniper School, come bring it. But we do have this competition. And let me quickly just show you here with Run over here. He actually did these cards. Look at this. We got Ran. His hit rate is 3 out of 5. His leverage trades 3 out of 5. His spot trades on points and his risk. Yes, Ran is a very extreme risky trader. We got me. Spot trades, risk appetite. I am a risky trader. Agreed. My hit rate at the moment is very, very high at the moment. Sometimes shifts, but right now it's on form, looking hot, and I'm very excited for it. We have Kyle. We've got Dupes in the house. Not as much risk, but very good with spot trading. Not too much on the leverage side. We have Miles. So guys, go below and join the banter team. Smash there. If you already got a 𝗍𝗿𝗆 account with us, you don't have to open a new account. If you are going to open one, use the Sniper School one. So you can also get into Sniper School and come join us for this event. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's jump in quickly. So the first thing I want to speak about is let's quickly speak about where Bitcoin's at the moment. And then we're going to quickly speak about what could happen with FOMC and prepare both scenarios. Because what we can definitely say is FOMC usually changes trend. And if you're ahead, it puts you a step ahead. You know, we always need some sort of news event or something to happen to create volatility in the market, especially now because there's not crazy amounts of interest. And therefore, I was saying we need a Doge pump. We need meme coins to come in because we need retail. We need interest within the market. And that's why I still think there's a meme coin rally coming up. I'm also going to speak about 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 because I think 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 also started to break trends. So if it's Doge, if it's 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, if it's 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏, not to say these are crazy long-term holds, but this can bring the retail into the market to give us that interest that we've been looking for. So what obviously happened was Bitcoin's lost that support. We ended up going. I said we should have a little bounce yesterday to the upside to go retest that, and we have rejected so far. So as things stand, things look pretty bearish for the day. And ultimately from here, it does show that there might be a possibility where we start to accelerate quickly down to my first target of 28,500. Okay, so that's where we're looking at that sort of area at the moment. It's looking pretty bearish for the day. But ultimately, what you got to understand is this was a big pump from Bitcoin. This from 25,000 to 32. This is still a very bullish leg. So what they always say in crypto is whenever you see a big pump, you know, you're not worried about buying this pump. But ultimately, you do want to buy the healthy pullback because it should create another big pump after that. So we're paying attention to this. We want to make sure that this is still remaining bullish and these sort of areas. And these are the two major areas that I've highlighted. The very bullish scenario is the area of the 28,500. Possible big bounce zone that we can get in that area. And then we do have the secondary target, which is around 27,000. Okay. Now I want you guys to remember, in trading, you don't have to be this predicting person. I know the areas of where it can bounce. Okay, these are my major support levels. But now what you just want to do is you want to allow it to happen, but know when the trend changes. So you can be early. So you're not predicting the level, but you are tracking the momentum. Super important. So you want to go jump in with this trend line over here, and you want to drag that trend down. Now you got a little bit of an understanding that these are the two possible bounce areas. And if we reach one of them, or at any moment we start to come down and we break the trend, you know that was the area. So therefore, what are you doing? You're prepping in a few limit orders, okay, in case the quick move comes down to the downside. I still think this is a huge dip to be buying, especially if we do come down lower and we come down to these major supports and we break the trend. I would definitely be, me personally, I'm loading up quite a bit at these areas. But what I am doing is I'm doing smart. I'm only buying 50 to 60% of what I want to buy. And me personally, I'm buying up to $100,000 within on this dip, just on spot accounts, and to build for the bull market to come. But what I'm doing is 50 to 60% I'm buying in these areas. The rest, sorry, I just jumped off camera there. The rest, I'm waiting for the break of trend, just to confirm that we are breaking trend. Now, why am I saying this? Guys, because we do have RSIs getting down to the bottom. We have daily RSIs getting down to the bottom. Let's actually have a look at Bitcoin's RSI at the moment. Boom, completely tapped out. So I know we are getting to a point where, yes, we're getting a little bit of acceleration down, but there is a bounce coming. And in one of these areas, you're going to then understand that the previous times it hit here, look where Bitcoin was in this area over here. 26,000, it went to 28,500 after that. Then we had the RSI here. It was the region of 25. After that, we went to 30,000. So the RSI never lies when it comes to the actual areas of where we're at. So it is saying that the bears are getting a little bit tired now, and they may accelerate quick now, but the bulls are going to soon respond. And if we hold any of these areas when the bulls respond, we still remain incredibly bullish for Bitcoin to go and attempt those highs yet again. Now, guys, I just want to jump back over here, and I just want to explain that this is why it's important today, not to predict the way it's going, but knowing that there's a reversal or trend change that is coming for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So again, I just want to show you this over here. If you just want to pay attention to those FOMC events, I'm not too focused on what it is and what it creates. I do know the stock market's been rallying really strong to the upside, and I am worried that it does start a stock market pullback. How does crypto react when the stock market pullback does start to happen? Because I think we're literally 4% away from all-time highs. 4% away from all-time highs, even though we've gone, into recession. We've had so many things within this year. We have the stock market ripping. But this FOMC definitely does change a trend and change momentum when it comes. So the first one that I quickly want to show you over here, I won't go on this too long, but we have January over here. January in the area over here with FOMC. What happened? We actually pumped into FOMC. We pumped into it. Therefore, after that, we ended up seeing Bitcoin go from 24,000 back to 21,000. So this was you know what the FOMC is? It's a big trap, in my opinion. It always traps you. It traps you. It gives you an indication that it's going in one direction, and then it does the complete opposite. So now we can start reading this thing like a book, because looking at this, it's been doing the same thing. But what it has done is it has changed trend for a certain while. So as you can see over here, we pumped into it. Therefore, after that, it was a fake out and we started the downtrend. Okay. After that, what happened? We pumped into FOMC over here, and that ended up starting a 10-day downtrend, where Bitcoin end of the day came from 29,000 back down to 26,500. So not too big, but end of the day, it did start that major pullback. Then what we had over here was pump into FOMC, pumped up nice and strong. 29,500 was where we ended up. And we ended up coming all the way back down to 26,000 again. So we pumped in, or even just during this time, we started going up into it. A day or two after, it was still going up, but it ended up being a big trap. And then we had the difference. And the difference was this time over here, where we had the dump into FOMC. And ultimately, we had a dump going a few days. You could see over here, you can see the very clear difference. Few days up, you could see what happened. Few days up, you could see what happened. This time, we're a few days down. And you could see over here, as soon as we dumped into FOMC, look how all of a sudden we started this major uptrend. So now we have the big question mark. Where are we at right now? Firstly, what I'm starting to see is similarities over here to what I see over here, where we actually started the dump a few days or week or two back. And we ended up pulling back into this. And then all of a sudden, we then started this major rally up. So this goes straight back to Bitcoin again. If Bitcoin holds those major supports, we're actually pre-dumping into this. And if it plays out, I suppose there's two ways this plays out. You dump into FOMC, we pump after. You know, you pump into FOMC, we dump after. And right now it's playing into the favor that we should pump after this FOMC. Doesn't mean that there's not a quick wick to come down or a quick dump to happen just before that, but this should set the trend. And if you start looking at the RSIs, it's starting to agree. Now, the very important point to focus on over here is the dominance, because this is the one that, like, I'm sitting here now and I'm anxious because I'm like, we just had this little dump off. Like, look at this. Are we going to continue? Are we going to have Ethereum join the party? Are we going to have everything come to life? And we just hold it. Like, we're literally just going sideways right now. But what we've got to understand here too is FOMC's played a very big role when it came to the reversal of money going into Bitcoin versus the money going into altcoins. And that's been a really good play. So if you look over here, we actually had this dominance rampaging to the upside. And over here, we had FOMC that started a little bit of an alt push. Okay. And then we had the next one over here. Same thing. We started to pull down and it started to set a trend of dominance going into Bitcoin. Okay. Over here, we had this push up. All of a sudden started an offlow into the altcoins. Then you could see over here another event where it had the big push. Now, guys, what we don't have very clear over here is when it goes into altcoins, when it goes into Bitcoin. All that we know is there's always a directional shift when it comes to the dominance when we have FOMC. So what you have right now is I want you to take this horizontal raise, right? And you're just going to put it at the bottom and the top. There we go. You can see a very clear channel. One of these are breaking today. Today, tomorrow, in the next 2-3 days, one of them are breaking. If we have a Bitcoin bounce and we break the top one, it means Bitcoin's going full bull again. It means it's going. And the problem this time was when this big collapse happened over here, guys, Bitcoin went to that 32 level, the one we've been waiting to break for so long. The only problem was, it was like, Bitcoin's been so strong and we finally got it to 31,000. And then as we're about to break the most important resistance for Bitcoin in a long period of time, you decide to send money into altcoins. And I didn't get it. I was like, why didn't we just get through it, get Bitcoin to 35,000-40,000 and then send it into altcoins? And therefore, Bitcoin suffered. It struggled to get through those levels because a lot of money was distributed into altcoins. So if all of a sudden, now we have Bitcoin waking up, right, and it starts to push to the upside and this dominance breaks the top, the difference this time is it can go attempt that 32,000 with Bitcoin back in full bull mode. And maybe that can give the strength to get it through those levels. And then guess what? Then we can bring it straight back into the altcoins. Okay, so this is a very bullish scenario within Bitcoin to finally get through that major resistance. We know that this 32,000 level is the major area that stops us from 40,000. It's basically bull market level. Okay, then what we have, so that's a very bullish Bitcoin scenario. Then what we have is altcoins. Let's speak about altcoins for a second now. Because if we have a Bitcoin bounce and we break that trend and we lose this one down over here, I'm looking at this go all the way down to 48%. I'm looking at this being as big as the XRP and when everything woke up that day. You know, when Solana literally went to $32, where everything just woke up really strong to the upside. That's how big I see this next push to the downside. What we're trying to determine is it going to go up first and then down, or is it going to go down first to these major levels? Now, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if this scenario does play out, because at the end of the day, you got to zoom out and you got to know that over the whole year of 2023, it's literally been Bitcoin. So if we do end up going into a couple of months of altcoins, that's right. This is what we've been speaking about. We talk about alt season, all these things happening, and we were right for thinking like that. And we continue to be right for thinking about that. Because even though you may miss a few bullets when it comes to the time frame, you are going to be the one that catches it. And I'm sure a lot of you had those little tingly feelings when you saw Solana go back to $30, when you saw literally in one day, you saw XRP do 100%. You felt it again. You're like, woo! I miss this feeling, baby. This is what we live for. This is what we do. And that's why, again, it is so good to rather not always get the timing right, but always make sure you get it and you're prepared for when it basically happens. So this could also happen tonight, guys, where all of a sudden dominance falls down. Now, again, what are the little things that would happen for that? It would be Ethereum finally getting out of here. We need Ethereum. Ethereum is what we need to get all the altcoins going. So just pay attention to Ethereum, to the Bitcoin chart. Let's look at Ethereum quickly when it comes. You can see I'm using a clean chart here. I have all my other drawn charts here, but let's just keep it very simple over here. You could see right now as it stands, if I take my trend, boom, I can see ETH. It is showing that there can be just before FOMC, boom, boom. But at some point, this big one's going. The only thing that I'm seeing is I still think ETH only goes, if this market goes bull now, I think ETH only goes 2 to 3 weeks from now. And therefore, that's why I'm trading strength. So guys, remember, at any moment, we're going to have a whole alt market wake up. You know, we're going to have alt season, all these sort of things that happen. But right now, you got to trade strength. You got to trade strength and you got to shift between strength. So what I'm basically doing was Doge was the strength, right? And we're going to speak about Doge in a second. But Doge was strength. Solana is still strong. Guys, it ended up coming from $14 to $32. And now it's back at 22. Does that sound bearish? No, that for me is a bullish retracement. So what I did is I'm riding Doge. I'm then shifting into Solana. Then I'm shifting into Phantom because Phantom's hitting the crazy lows on the monthly and the weekly. And then I'm shifting into ETH. So what I'm doing is I'm not buying all of them right now. I'm actually jumping between them. Yes, my long-term I'm adding. Whatever I think is cheaper, my long-term dollar cost with whatever money I have available, that's there for 2 years. No problem. Go buy whatever you want. Go load them up, no problem. But right now, just stay in the mindset that alt season hasn't started just yet. It may start at any moment now, but trade strength. And as long as you're trading strength, you should be making a lot of money. And if you're not making a lot of money right now, you're too diversified on your trading portfolio. Trade strength, move from strength to strength. So that's why for me, again, Ethereum may not be right now, but I am tracking it and I'm ready for it. When it comes, I'm moving something from strength and I'm moving straight into it. Now, let's quickly jump into a few of these and get a little bit of preparation. So let's quickly speak about Doge. Guys, for me, Doge has only just begun. Only just begun. I think yesterday started, we needed a little bit of hype. We needed a little bit of fundamentals or something to happen to get through the major level. What happened with Doge yesterday? Doge ended up breaking the 200 daily. I see I have this as weekly. It is 200 daily. Oh, did you guys enjoy our trailer? Please pop in the chat. I would love to know if you enjoyed the trailer that happened. Let me know if you guys are happy with the trailer. What is this that's playing over there? There we go. Okay, so Doge, what happened yesterday? We ended up getting a little bit of this tweet from Elon, and I'll actually bring it up quickly so we can have a look. And all that it basically did is it just had this little, announcement of X, all these sort of things. I'm still getting a full understanding of what this actually is. This whole sort of thing. But end of the day, we know he's attempting to take over the world. But it had Doge Designer at the bottom. There we go. Doge Designer straight at the bottom. All of a sudden, boop, there goes Doge. So for me, what I like about this is you only always need a news event to just get it through resistance. Once it's through resistance, the natural flow of retail and FOMO enter in. So what I really liked about it was Doge for the last few days, we've been getting in quite early, 6.9 cents, 7 cents, in that area, but it was struggling to get through the zone. It was struggling to get through the 200 daily moving average, this major resistance over here. And yesterday, we just needed a little bit of news or something to bring that volume in to now finally break through that area. Now, you could see the last time we broke through this area, we saw from 8 cents all the way to 10 to 11 cents. Now we're just popping through now. So what I'm looking for is this current small pullback that's coming now. I know the RSIs are getting down. I know there's a bounce coming. I just want to add more to my position on the support buy around the 200 MA. And what I've done on the chart over here is I've given you the point that that's around 7.7 to 7.8 cents. That's the mark we're sitting at now. That's what was great about not FOMOing in yesterday and starting to add up a little bit earlier, a few days back. Now we tested, and from here, I still think that this is the run that goes to 10 cents. 10 cents as my smaller targets. Now, guys, I might be being generous here, if I must be honest, but I need to make sure that Bitcoin does wake up. But when it comes to the higher time frames, this bad boy can easily, look how important this moving average is over here. This could easily go to 15 cents, if not 20, easily. And that's how we got to start thinking. If that dominance falls and Bitcoin does break 32, Doge is going to absolutely rip. So in my head, I already have the idea that this isn't alt season yet. And I'm going to ride Doge just for the hype right now to 10 cents, make my money. And I'll show you the money that I'm making at the moment. This was higher, but ultimately I am still 56% up on my position over here, up to $4,500. I have a $76,000 position over here. And my goal, you could see over here, I put in 7,000. It's now 12,000. What I want to do is I want to ride the Doge position to around 9 to 10 cents. This will become $26,000. Then I want to take my $26,000 on an isolated 10x and I want to buy Solana. Now, let's go jump and let me show you what I'm thinking here. So just to confirm again, just before I jump off on the Doge, I still think there's a buy on the 200 daily. That is support right now, and I still think there's a strong momentum to come. I think this has just started. I don't think it lasts for the next few months, but I do think that this, for the next 2 weeks, I think Doge is going to be a top runner at any moment. Now, let's jump into Sol. Sol's a big one to speak about. There we go. I've given my drawing. So what I have on Sol, you can see on the daily. Firstly, what I have is RSI tapped out, baby. Tapped out. Last time it was tapped out, we had Solana sitting at 15 bucks. That was the last time the RSI was tapped out. Sat on the top for a while. Market went up really strong. And then you could see over here, it finally smashed through that major level of the $28 zone. We went to 32. I still think that was a very, very, very key break of resistance, as I think that wall is not there anymore. And therefore, when we go there again, I think it's really going to rampage too. So I'm still in the mindset of Solana going to the areas of $40. And therefore, when we started this pullback, I was just paying attention that we hold support. As long as we hold support, what does this support trend line here mean, guys? All that I see is to slant it up. So all that it's telling you is higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, uptrend. Therefore, if we come down and we hold support, it is in an uptrend. So what do? I look at the RSI, that's at the bottom. I'm interested right now. Okay, you got to remember, this came literally from $13 and $14. Now I zoom in slightly, and you can see I have this little top trend. See this trend over here, this little top trend that's forming. Okay, so what I'm planning to do at the moment is where it's bouncing right now is strong. There is a possibility where it comes down to $22, and that's if Bitcoin goes to that 28,500. So I'm prepared for that. So I'll set a little bit of limit orders there. But the way I'm doing it is I see at any moment this comes down and it breaks. When it breaks, I see Doge flying. I see a lot of the coins like Doge and that waking up and really making up. And on this retest over here is where I want to switch my Doge into Sol for this push to the upside. I still think if you were very jealous about the Sol buys last week or 2 weeks ago, now you have it over here. Just space it out. Space it out to maybe have a little bit here, have a little bit of money at 22, and save the rest for the trend break over here. But this next one, for me, as a minimum, it goes and it fills. What I like about this is a wick. So usually what happens with wicks is price will slowly go back there at some point to go full. If that's a major sell point, price will go back and they'll drop it again from there. But at least I know how I have this money over here to make. And if you start to understand the percentage-wise, Sol is still very strong right now. It's still one of the strongest altcoins. And you have a 37% just back to the tops of where we're at right now. So you can see I'm already trading Doge, but I'm already prepping for the next. So Sol for me is still in great areas, and it's one that I'll be paying attention to. While it's slow now, paying attention going to FMC, because if it cracks here at any point, it's going to go again. And these are still entries that I'm looking at, making my way to making my way downtown, making my way to the $40 area. Okay, let's quickly jump. The next one, guys, this is not a trade right now, but just pay attention because we want retail to come in. So what I'm focused on here is we got to remember that a few days back, Shiba broke a trend too. So I'm not interested in trading this token personally, but I do want to pay attention that over the next few days, we can have a Shiba push. So this could also be a good plan for when it comes to having retail enter the market. Let's see what else. So there's going to be many calls on tonight's meeting. I don't want to do too many just yet into pre-FOMC. Let's quickly look at, here we go. So Chainlink, I wouldn't buy right now, but if there is that dip and you do have Chainlink at $7, I think Chainlink is the one. We know it's strong. We know it's strong right now, and it's looking really good to the upside. So pay attention if you can get any Link buys in these areas. And I think those are the three tokens I'm focused on right now: Solana, Link, and Doge until pre-FOMC. Now, guys, I want to bring up the next topic quickly because we just want to see that if there is that pullback on Bitcoin, like what are the catalysts? You know, what is it that could happen? And this is one thing I just want to bring a little bit of concern to, is just the stock market. Now, guys, it's been rampaging really strong to the upside, and it is at a resistance, but it's also at a major breakout zone. If you look at this, guys, we're literally at the area right now. So firstly, it's done really well, but if it gets through here, it goes to all-time highs. It goes back to all-time highs. It's insane. But we are at major resistance right now, and we do have RSI sitting at the top. So what you're basically sitting at is FOMC is going to direct, and it's going to give a decision of where the stock market goes for the next 2-3 weeks. And we just got to pay attention, because a lot of the time this year, Bitcoin and the stock markets have split paths. They have done things in a different, separate way. Yes, but ultimately, if this does go south, what does it do to crypto? Does it feel that pullback on Bitcoin, or does Bitcoin just go solo again? Because whenever the stock market was crashing this year, we actually had the Bitcoin market go up. And every time stock market went up, Bitcoin market's been going down. And you can see that's what's happened. We've had this go up over the last few days, and we've had the crypto market come down. So maybe is that another indication? If this reverses, like, is money going crypto stocks? Do you think so? 𝗵𝗁, yeah, 𝗵𝗁, good old 𝗵𝗁. Yeah, so this is very interesting, guys. If we do start a big rejection over here, I'm looking at a pullback of around 4% within the stock markets. So we've got to pay attention to that. But what's an even bigger chart to focus on is the 𝗕𝗍. Big chart to focus on. So I want to show you guys over here. So the 𝗕𝗍 lost a very, very, very important support, okay? And it even went down to the areas of 99, okay, in the zone over here. And what it's done now is it lost the support, and it's retesting it. This should be where the 𝗕𝗍 tanks hard. Should be. Chart-wise, that's resistance. This is like the level of when Solana lost $30. You remember, it tested it, and it went all the way down to $8 after that. This should be the big collapse of 𝗕𝗍. So we just want to pay attention tonight that if that stock market breaks up to the upside and this 𝗕𝗍 starts to lose these areas, this could indicate a very, very, very bullish market, especially when it comes to the stock market. This could be really good. So at this moment, you want to pay attention to two things. Does the 𝗕𝗍 break back in? That would obviously be a strong rejection of the stock market. Therefore, it's now getting bullish again, and it can maintain bullishness over the next few weeks, or does it reject big here to the downside, all the way down? Okay, cool. Guys, next thing I want to quickly speak about is we have a new sponsor, MELD Finance. We have a new sponsor over here. Guys, they offer many different things. So if we go over here, firstly, you can exchange and trade 16 different countries of currencies over here. So you can buy and sell. You can even do staking, which is amazing. So you can see the selective things that you can stake on. And then they got a card where you can actually load money on there, and you can actually go load up. Now, guys, if you have a look over here, you can go below in the description and you can sign up. And if you do get early access, there's an airdrop. There's an airdrop coming into play. So it qualifies you for airdrop. So if you ever think about, I want to spend my crypto, I want a nice place to be looking at, definitely go look at MELD Finance. Incredible guys. They're sponsoring. So shout out to them. I love the platform. I'm currently studying it, using it at the moment, and I'm enjoying what they're showing me so far. So if you want to go have a look and join them, send them lots of love. That is there below in the description. And then I'll see you all later on. Have a fantastic day. Appreciate you all. Smash the like button of this video. Comment below what you want to see on tomorrow's show. And I'll see you all tonight. Much love, Banter fam.